campers, I want to talk about spiritual protection today. How to protect yourself spiritually from negativity, from negative thoughts, from negative feelings, from negativity of this world, from negative energetic attacks on you, negative thoughts being sent towards you. I oftentimes, talk about protecting yourself and cleansing your energy body, protecting your energy body. So I thought I would just break this down, how to really spiritually protect yourself. We recently been talking about energy cords, how they can be sent towards us without us knowing. So let's talk about this, especially that there's a lot of misconception. I always say this, there's so much shallow level spirituality out there, and people who think that paying a shaman once a month and doing a little sage and a little palo santo, it's enough. But when it comes to spiritual protection, just like everything, it comes from within. It's an inside job. This is how we protect ourselves. So I want to give you 4 steps, 4 very important steps, and I guarantee you that if you follow these steps, you have nothing to worry about when it comes to spiritual negativity, spiritual attacks, spiritual protection. With these 4 steps, you got yourself covered. So step number 1 is boundaries. Boundaries as in relationship with yourself. True boundaries. Not boundaries as in armor created of fear, but boundaries rooted in love, and more than anything rooted in self-love. So to really understand it, I want to explain to you what are boundaries. Okay, so boundaries is like this energy protective bubble. It's this protective bubble made with our values, our beliefs, and our self-love. So in order to create strong boundaries rooted in love, again, not to be confused with shield and a protective armor out of shadows, you have to love yourself. You have to really create a strong system of your own truth, your own beliefs, your own values, who I am, what is important to me. I am the one that I love most. And through that, it doesn't matter what kind of negative energy comes towards me or what kind of positive person even, right? But someone who's trying to interact with my persona, my truth, my values, my self-love, I will naturally create these boundaries. Because when we truly love ourselves, when we've done enough self-work, boundaries are created effortlessly. Boundaries are created naturally, right? And we're going to talk about this a little bit more as I move to my point number 3. But when you really have proper boundaries, it really doesn't cost you a lot of effort to set those boundaries with other people, right? Having boundaries is truly having strength to design every relationship with you have with anyone the way you want it, the way it fits, so it fits your values, so it fits your system of beliefs, right? You're not caving to please someone. You're not caving because someone is not accepting your boundaries, right? You have the strength, and that strength comes from self-love, from self-image, from relationship you have with yourself, and from your own truth, knowing your own truth, knowing what you believe in this world, right? So when we talk about boundaries, it's important to understand that it also comes to boundaries with ourselves, right? Because true boundaries come from a place of love. And we are souls living human experience. So even if we release the ego and we are rooted in love, we act from a place of love always, we have that ego. Ego is not supposed to die. Another common misconception that people say, online in some spiritual communities, we're supposed to release the ego. Ego is our physical existence, is our body, is everything that we are in this physical world. So it cannot die. We need it. But we need to change the narrative. The soul needs to hold the reins, and the body, the ego, becomes the tool, right? So to experience this human life. So those boundaries that come from a place of love, that comes from a place of soul, that comes from a place of our existence, our core existence, our essence, right, our authenticity. We have to put in those boundaries with the ego as well. That means that we have to have self-dedication. We have to have self-dedication towards ourselves, towards our journey, towards the things that we've decided that are good for ourselves, right? We have to create consistency towards ourselves, towards the work that we're doing, as a self work, as a progress and growth. And through that dedication, we create self trust and we create self respect, and that only strengthen our boundaries. So boundaries with everything external and with self. Next thing, how do you protect your yourself spiritually? Is what I oftentimes mention to you guys: cleansing and nourishing your energy body. We have energy body, right, that extends a little bit farther from our physical body. It's our sort of an energy field, right? And it's very sticky. So because everything in this physical existence, everything, even thoughts of other people, whatever we create with our mind is energy. So wherever we take our energy body, it influences us, and again, it's very sticky. So things that we interact with come towards us, or things that are being sent to us, they sort of a glue to our energy body. So we have to cleanse it, we have to nourish it. What does it really mean? We basically both cleanse and nourish for raising our vibration, right? For making sure that we are of the highest vibration possible. So how do we do that? When it comes to cleanse, there's a variety of way you can do that, and those are things that you can incorporate in your everyday life. One of these things, very powerful, is movement, especially exercises that cultivate mind-body connection, right? So we're going to be talking about dancing, we're going to be talking about yoga, tai chi. A very powerful thing as well is just to shake it off. So just literally like shake your body to allow all the energy, with an intention of allowing all the energy to move away and to go away. How else we can cleanse our energy body? We can do that through meditation. We can do that through time in nature. We can do that through prayer and gratitude. Gratitude is very powerful tool to cleanse our energy body. We do that through childlike energy, activating childlike energy within us. So just doing things that bring us joy, doing things in a very childlike manner, right? So just introducing relaxation, introducing laughter, introducing that childlike passion and energy into our life. Through rest, we also cleanse our energy body. So proper sleep hygiene, resting, allowing your body to rest. Also through relaxation and through pleasure. This is how we cleanse our energy body. Obviously, we can also use these accessories. I always say this to you guys: rituals are powerful because we put our mind into them, we put our intention into them, but they cannot be the base, right? So when you do all the things that I've mentioned, as a bonus, you can also introduce sage and rattles, shamanic rattles. You can do some herbal baths, you can do some soft baths and massages, very, very powerful as well, given you're doing the things that I've mentioned before. So this is how we cleanse our energy body. How do we nourish our energy body? Well, just like you ask yourself, how do you nourish your physical body? You're mindful of what you're introducing into your body, right? So when we're talking about energy body, this is where having strong boundaries will really help to nourish that, because everything that you listen, that you read, that you talk about, people you spend your time with, it will influence your energy body. So in order to properly nourish your energy body, you have to choose the best when it comes to everything that is around you and creates energy, which is basically everything. So we're going to be talking about people, who you surround yourself with. Nourish your energy body by surrounding yourself with people who are good people, who are high vibrational people, who are people who don't gossip and talk about other people, but talk about passions, ideas, people who are spiritually ambitious, people who work on themselves, right? People who are truthful. We're gonna also talk about topics of conversation, obviously, that will come with people, but about books, movies, things you watch on TV, God forbid news that is fear-based, and I'm not even going to go into it. But be mindful, ask yourself, what kind of music do I listen to? People don't pay attention to it. It's very important, but the not only the tones of the music that you listen to, but lyrics. There are so many songs out there that are just fear-based, that are promoting hate, chauvinism, misogyny, shallowness of this world. So really think about, what do I listen to? Don't just pay attention to the music, to the sound. Are the lyrics? Because they get programmed subconsciously to your mind. Books that I read, movies. Do you watch movies that encourage you to want to do better, to look at the world from a more beautiful perspective, or are they feeding fear? Right? So we're just going to be talking about high vibrational activities. The higher the vibration of the activity and thing that you surround yourself with, the better for your energy body. So follow passion, follow ambition, follow curiosity, follow that childlike energy, right? And pureness of your heart and pureness of your soul, and surround yourself with everything that sort of falls into that category. And obviously, it also what helps to nourish your energy body, it's how you nourish your physical body, because they're very much connected. So clean diet, what you put on your body, how you treat your body, and everything that we mentioned when we talked about cleanse, right? So rest, time in nature, movement, it will also nourish your body naturally, right? So we covered that. Point number 3 that I want to mention, how to protect yourself spiritually, very, very, very important. Very important. Shadow work. Shadow work. This is how we raise our vibration. Why? Because shadow work means self-reflection, self-awareness, accountability. Through shadow, I talk about this all the time. Our shadows are our protective armor. Don't confuse with boundaries that are created usually in our childhood. When we are faced with pain, disappointment, trauma, and we don't yet know how to handle this. So the shadows are created, right? But when we are adults, it is our duty, it is our responsibility to look into ourselves and stop looking for excuses. I am who I am because my mama did this to me, or someone did this to me. No, you are now a full-on grown-up adult. You got to take accountability. So when you do your shadow work, when you reflect, when you stop taking things personally and putting blame on others, but the finger goes towards you. Why am I anxious? Why am I avoidant? Why do I engage in shallow activities? Why do I do this and that? Why am I aggressive? Why am I jealous? Whatever that is for you, whatever shadows you have, the more you work on those shadows, the more you give them love, the more you heal, the more you integrate them as a whole, as a part of that part of your psyche that is a shadow, you integrate it, healed back to the wholeness of self. You're raising your vibration, right? You're raising your vibration. You are working towards Christ consciousness. You may not achieve that in this lifetime, because remember, the journey of lives is the journey of lifetimes, right? We have to look at this as a whole, right? Yes, we see it from the perspective of this lifetime, but we have our specific lessons, right? So it may not be enough of the time for you in this lifetime to achieve Christ consciousness, but we should all work towards it. How we work towards it? Through shadow work. Through shadow work, we take accountability, we raise our vibration, we act from a place of soul, not from a place of ego, okay? We release the ego. We don't kill it. The ego's not supposed to die, remember, but we release the ego, right? And we start to use it as a tool to actually experience this life, this physical life, which is a beautiful thing when the soul holds the rein, not the shadows, not the fears, not the anxieties, not the jealousy, but the soul, the pureness of her soul, right? So when you do the shadow work, you raise your vibration, you act from a place of soul, you act from a place of pureness, and through that you protect yourself, because shadow attracts shadow, right? Whatever low vibration things that you do or energy that you emit, you will attract that. And we talk about this often when we talk about shadow work, that we have to accept that whatever is in your environment, whatever toxic person, whatever low vibrational activity, you attracted that into your orbit, right? So when we do shadow work, truly do shadow work, we truly accept that. And we truly take that accountability. And again, through that, we raise our vibration. And as you raise your vibration, I think I've explained this to you guys many times. It's sort of this effect when you see an object that is moving super fast, it disappears for you. And it's exactly that. When you raise your vibration, you start to be noticeable to everything in this world that is of a matching vibration, be it people, situations, right? You no longer resonate with what is of lower vibration. And that's how you protect yourself, because the higher your vibration, what's going to do you any harm? And the highest vibration, everything around you will be of high vibration, right? And the last thing, very important, and this is something that you have to do the previous things in order to really strengthen that, is your intuition and your inner knowing, right? So in order to become your own inner guru, your own high priestess, your own high priest, you have to have strong boundaries. You have to have your system of beliefs and values, your own internal truth. You have to have done shadow work. But when you do these things, there's a moment that you understand that all the answers are within, okay? That you don't need anything external to tell you who you are, what you need to do, where you need to go in life. You know your own truth, because you strip the layers of your shadows, because you started loving yourself. You truly connected to yourself. And when we say connect to self, we mean connect to your soul. And when you connect to your soul, you connect to your higher self, you become your own oracle, right? You know who you are. You know what is your truth. And through that vibration of becoming our own inner guru, we release conditioning, social conditioning, religious conditioning, family conditioning, cultural conditioning, all the shallow conditioning of the external world, everything that this matrix tells us that we need to do and we need to be. Because when there's still doubt in you, who I am, why did I come here, what is my mission, what do I believe in, is this true, is this false, when there's still doubt in you, a shred of doubt in you, you're becoming vulnerable to low vibrational energies. Because remember, low vibrational, the dark energy, the shadow energy, is the energy of fear. Remember what I always say, everything can be rooted either in fear or in love, darkness and the shadow, right? Light and the shadow. So the more you build that strength, I know who I am, there's no doubt. Nothing can shake you. Nothing and no one can shake you. Nothing and no one can shake your reality, okay? Because it's rooted in love, in self-love, in soul, in light, in high vibration. So you're not going to be swayed into suddenly, being fearful because you've heard something on the news or someone said something to you. No, because you know your truth, you trust yourself. You don't need no books, you don't need no people to tell you otherwise. And you've built, remember, through that boundaries with yourself as well, you created self-trust and you created self-respect. Through shadow work, you created your system of values, right? You're standing in your light and in your power. And right now, whatever happens, you go inwards and you trust yourself. So if you, for example, when we are in that state, right? When you are with someone and you feel something's off about this person or something's off about this place, the energy, the vibration, I don't like it. You don't need no logical explanation. You don't need no tangible proof. You know, and you trust yourself. And this is how you protect yourself, because you take a step back. You leave the place where you don't feel comfortable. You leave the company of person that's not making you feel comfortable. And that's how you protect yourself. Because remember, the higher your vibration is, you will naturally sense the lower vibration of things around you, right? So it will create that natural protection. And I just want to mention here that the reason I put it as a last step is very important. But many people who are wounded, who are in denial, who are in a place of shadow, you would be surprised how often I hear people who have no humility to say, oh, I trust myself because I'm the wisest. It's not about that. That's a shadow. Your stubbornness, your cockiness, your overconfidence, your denial, and right, it's a shadow. This is why it's important to do that shadow work first, right? Because having your intuition and trusting yourself, it's not rooted in the thought that I'm the wisest, I know better, I have this magical intuition within you. It can only exist when you went through a journey of shadow work, when you truly, shadow work is about humility, is about becoming that person that whatever happens in your life, even when you're dealing with the biggest, nastiest, narcissistic, horrible person, the finger is always towards you. How did I attracted that? What within me, what shadow attracted that? What shadow accepted that? What shadow gets irritated because that thing exists? It's always you. It's always you. So you have to enter the mentality of it's always me. Everything external is just a projection. And when you are in that mentality, when you do your self-work, at one point, from a place of peace and love and light, you become your own oracle. Not from a place of stubbornness, again, not from a place of cockiness, from a place of I have seen the light of my own soul. I have taken accountability. I have done the work. Now I can trust myself because I truly love myself, not in a shallow, vain way. I love myself, I deserve the best, but in a way, we are all children of God. We are all coming from same source. We all deserve love, but that love starts within. The more I love myself, the better I treat others. That is true self-love. That is true, pure self-love that comes from the essence of creation. Okay? So you have your 4 steps, you know what to do. The last thing I want to mention to you that is very important on a journey of healing, on a journey of protection, on a journey of spirituality is consistency and dedication. Right? If you really want to achieve that state of peace and love, of feeling good in this world, of feeling protected, of surrounding yourself with high vibration, experiencing love and abundance, you cannot just go on like 2 shadow work sessions a year. You cannot just, when you are on vacation, I'm going to read something positive, but then the rest of the year, it's a pooper, right? You have to do it with consistency. Those of us who walk the path of truth, walk the path of healing, we show up for ourselves. This is this dedication towards self. We show up for ourselves every day. We do shadow work every day. We go to spiritual teachers, spiritual practitioners on a weekly, monthly basis. We contemplate on an everyday basis the things that I've given you about cleansing your body, nourishing your body, energy body. We do that every day. It's not just when I remember. It's not just when I have time. Why? Because when you say these things, you are completely eliminating the key element that I said to you, self-love. Again, self-love is not shallow self-love. Yes, I love myself. I deserve the best. Self-love means you, the one that I see in a mirror. You are my favorite person in the whole wide universe. I will show up for you every day. I will give you my time, my effort, my love, my dedication. because I love you. It's not just something that I say. I love you. I'm going to spend my money on you. I'm going to spend my time on you. I'm going to spend my effort. I'm going to be courageous for you. I'm going to be fierce for you. I'm going to eliminate all the shadows so you can live this human existence in the best possible way. I'm going to raise your vibration because I love you. I want you to experience love. I want you to experience abundance. I'm going to eliminate all the gunk out of a life, low vibrational people, books, places, news, everything, because I love you and I want best for you. And that's your biggest step, your biggest recipe to protecting yourself and living the best life. And actually, this is also how you create alignment. Take these 4 steps. This is how you reach your highest, most aligned timelines. This is what I help people achieve on sessions with me, to reach your highest, most aligned timeline. So you have your steps. Now the question is, are you ready to commit to you, to love yourself truly, to follow these 4 steps, to really be in a place of that high vibrational, protective, divine bubble when you create the reality where your life is truly heaven on earth. I love you so incredibly much. I hope this was helpful. As always, if you have questions, leave them in the comments. Please like, share, and follow, and I will see you soon.